and welcome to That Squirrel Speaks. Today is Tuesday, March 15th, and this is episode 168. Sorry for not including a March's I'm just gonna keep going. Sorry for not including an Ides of March reference. However, this is like the 5th time I've started this episode today. The phone rang, then the dog next door barked, then my dog is barked, and then all of the things. What is going on? Shenanigans. The world is having them. Anyway, my name is Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and the Fat SQRRL on Instagram. I see I'm out of breath for talking so much already, and we haven't even really started for realsies. What is up? Hey, I'm wearing my Exploration Station by the amazing and fascinating and wonderful Stephen West. It is knit with Quince & Company, Finch, that's the finger weight one, right? This is Rosa Rugosa, this is Honey, and that's Peacoat. The khaki-ish color is unknown. I may or may not have multiple unknown things in my world today because I seem to be butterfingering life and losing tags this way at that. It's a whirlwind here. A whirlwind! Apparently of tags, which I can't grab a hold to. They're like that money thing. The money whirlwind, and I can't grab them all. Just put them in your pockets. Just put the money, put it to your shit! I can't keep hold of anything. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm looking excitingly pale today, too. There might actually be some amount of natural light in here because, oh my gosh! I don't want to say it out loud, but I'm going to. I'm just going to risk it. I feel the spring is coming. Don't hear me, universe. It's between me and you, camera. Oh, I'm feeling it. It's not even been a crazy winter or anything. In fact, I've been feeling less of the cabin fevery than I can recall for a very long time. But I'm feeling the sap a-rising. It's rising in myself. Do you feel that sometimes too? Northern Hemisphere folks, of course. Biased. It's true. I am. I'm like, oh, I need to do all of the things. I want to cast on all of the things. I want to finish all of the things. I want to sew all of the things. I want to plant all of the things. I want to refurbish all of the things. It's crazy. Do you feel it? It's like, oh, shenanigans. The potential shenanigans are overflowing. I mean, not that, don't get excited. They're not going to be storytelling shenanigans. They're just all of the things I want to do. I want to shenanigate my pants off. One thing. Also almost time for short pants. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I know short pants are not flattering. Stacy and Clinton have told me this, even though they no longer have a show. I know they're not flattering, but they are so freeing. Somehow that 3 inches of my ankle makes me a new woman. It's true. I don't know what it is. And I love socks, don't get me wrong. Okay, I love knitted socks, don't get me wrong. But the freedom of leaving the house without a sock on is very exciting to me. I know. It's almost sacrilege to say as a knitter. But, it's like one less thing to try to figure out. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. I'm all about one less thing to figure out. I get too many irons in the fire. I have so many fewer irons in the fire than most humans. It's still love for me. So anyway, I'm just excited. Are you excited? Eek. We started, oh my gosh, so many things. What should I talk about? Oh my gosh, we started our plants. Oh my gosh, we started our seedlings. This is the first year, I think. Yeah. No, that's not true. I did start seedlings last year, and they did work. But the plants themselves, I started zucchini inside. Zucchini is like it is the easiest thing in the world to grow, right? It's the thing that you leave on people's doorsteps and run away. It is the poop in a bag of the vegetable world. Is that a show title? I don't know. Anyway, that's a very long show title. So the plants themselves grew beautifully. Gorgeously, right? I had a total of 9 zucchini plants. Did I get even 9 zucchini? No, I did not. I think I got like olive. I think I got like 5 zucchini. Maybe 6. Joanna of Knitspin Farm even told me how to take their blossoms and make them kiss each other. Did you know that you needed to do that sometimes? There are male blossoms and female blossom. Wait, is that right? I just said it. Now I'm like, no, that's right. That's totally right. Okay. Sounded like I was lying to you. Sometimes I just say stuff with confidence and it's not true. So just fact check me basically on everything. Or just be willing to make the mistake. Sometimes I'm just willing to make the mistake. Oh, so she even told me the trick that sometimes you have to make them kiss each other and go. I totally did that. Still got very few zucchini. Also, I just didn't have very many. I can't remember which one I had. I had fewer of one sex blossoms. I can't remember which. I think it was the male blossoms. Maybe it was the other way around. But anyway, like you care. But maybe it was just because it was so rainy. Who knows? But I felt like a bit of a loser. So I did start those inside last year. But this is the first year I've done like full on whole hog seed starting inside. I am officially a member of the $64 Tomato Club. Not really. Have you read that book? It's a good book. Not really. I'm not that crazy yet. Like, and it is totally. Maybe next time I'll have enough of a things that kind of look like plants, and I'll have tested it a little bit more to show you my rig. But it is like a $25 investment, so that's not too bad for. Oh my gosh, so many more seedlings that I can possibly know how to use. Right? What was I thinking? I was excited. That's what all people do, right? We have, what did I figure out? Like 90 seedlings. I have the tiniest backyard in the world. B, I have the giantest tree in the backyard in the whole world. In the backyard of the world. Whatever. It is also the giantest tree in the backyard because it's the only one. Because it's gigantic. Providing so much ample and unwanted shade. So, like, I have to plant everything. I have no room for 90 seedlings. I mean, I have room for 90 seedlings. I don't have room for 90 plants. A lot of which are tomatoes, which require, like, what is it, like 16-inch spacing? Whatever. Lots of grow pots. It's going to be great. I'm going to have lots of tomatoes to can, right? I have to ask my mama if I can like rent her a canner. I don't have a pressure canner. I'm kind of afraid. It's scary, right? I mean, it's not because not everybody, so many people do it. And like, I'm not a dummy. I know how science works kind of, but it's still scary. But anyway, that's far off. Now I just have to worry about how to get these 90 plants into the ground. But anyway, so that's been happening. It's very exciting though. Of course, I'm on the list of like having so many illegal crops growing in my house because now I'm a person who's bought a gram scale from when I was dying. I've bought grow lights. I've bought pots, like the grow pots. I'm on a list. Whatever, I'm not. It's just tomatoes, officer. I promise. It's only tomatoes. And cucumbers. Oh my gosh, I want to make pickles so bad. Anyway. So that's happening. Hopefully next time I can show you more. Cliffhanger of seedlings. Anywho. Oh my gosh, I also got a new bed this week. Shut up. Okay, now, some of you may recall that have been with me for a while that I did get a new bed less than 5 years ago. That's not that standard, the 5 years. I don't even know. Not that we adhere to these things, but I feel kind of guilty. But we were having issues. And not only that, we decided to get a bigger bed. Now, I have the opposite. I'm sorry, I'm looking over. My dog is making a weird noise, and I'm like, what is she into? But it seems to be okay. Oh, so I am me, right? Okay, those of you who have not met me in real human life, in 3D life, I have the opposite of the camera adding 10 pounds. The camera subtracts like 97 pounds from me. This is the thinnest part of me you could ever hope to see. Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm a big lady. Big lady. I'm only 5'8", which is kind of tall for a lady, but I'm just El Grande. My husband is very tall but very slender. We sleep in a full-size bed. Everybody who hears this is like, what? He sleeps on, we both are side sleepers. It's not an issue except when you start to become uncomfortable as you age. And you start to move around more in the bed. And it has gotten a little bit ridiculous lately. Not bad. But there has been slightly more jostling, blanket stealing than there has been in the past. So we decided it was time to upgrade. Also, everybody was like, are you guys crazy? So I was like, okay, it's time. So we went up to a queen. Now, most people were like, ooh. But it is 6 inches wider and 5 inches longer. So that's actually quite a lot of extra space percentage-wise. Clearly, we could have gone to a larger bed, but we have an old house and the rooms are small. And quite frankly, if we would have gotten a king-size bed, we would have barely had room to walk on either side of our room. It would have been crazy. Also, we've slept in a king-size bed before, and I feel like we might as well live in different houses. Because again, we both sleep on our sides. And so, hey, over there. It's like I gotta take I need like a water bottle to get to the other side of it. It's ridiculous. But so we got a new bed. It's very exciting. Also, I'll admit this. Confessions. This is the first time we've actually had a bed frame as adults. We just had a metal bed frame because we're cheap. I was all about the aesthetics. Like, everything looked good until I hit 28. And then I was just like, what am I doing? And now I no longer care about anything like that. Isn't that weird? Not that I don't like things that look nice. I do. But something happened on my Saturn return where I was just like, no thank you, Pottery Barn. I'm moving on. Before then I was like, Pottery Barn, why is all of your galvanized, hand-beaten magazine rack joy so out of my reach? And now I'm just like, metal bed frame. But anyway, we did get a real bed frame. We're adults and stuff. And we put it together. Of course, it was from IKEA because we're not that adulty. My husband is like totally whining while we're putting the... He's totally complaining. I love to put together IKEA furniture. I think it's so fun. And I get so excited about how clever the people at IKEA are for making all the things that happen. Like that wagon wheel piece. Do you know what I'm talking about? If you've put IKEA furniture, there's this piece. It's like a wagon wheel, and you put it. It's like a big nugget, and you put it into a wooden piece, and then it like joins up with a screw from another piece, and then you tighten it and it ratchets together. I hope whoever made that is a bajillionaire. Or they're not a bajillionaire because they gave all their money to charity, but I hope they were fiscally rewarded for that genius. Everybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about is like, what the heck is she talking about? Welcome to the show. Now there are sirens going off. Anyway. So anyway, I really enjoy putting together IKEA furniture. Highly enjoyable. My husband does not. But I feel like maybe it's a masculine. I don't know if it's like a macho-y kind of thing. Because he's not like a super macho fellow. But he is an older school dude. You know, it's like, oh. So I don't know if he just like can't quite relinquish the job to me. Also, if he were like, I'm not helping, I'd be like, what? And I would be angry. Let's face that. But really about halfway through, I'm always like, can you just let me finish this? Because you're off the chain. He gets so wanged out about the IKEA. He gets so upset about all the little things they have to do and like the order. What was this? There was like usually a point for me to say this. Now I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I don't know what it is. I just enjoy that there are directions for a minute in my flippin' life. Thank you. this is exactly what I should do and I will have a result, I will be happy to do so, IKEA. That never happens anywhere else. It's so satisfying. He's just like, oh, that was the whole point, was like, okay, he was complaining because while we're adults, we're not adults enough to buy furniture that's already put together. We still buy flat pack. Because we're not fancy adults, we're just barely adults. But anyway, so I love putting the IKEA. But see, like by the time we got to like the other half of we went to a memory foam, so we have like a platformy thing that goes into our bed and it's in 2 pieces. And like they're identical, but they are 2 different, it's 2 totally different entities, but they're exactly the same. So by the time we get to the second one to put it together, he just starts making up directions. I'm like, we just did this, and these were the procedures. He's like, I'm like, you are dismissed, sir. I think it's time for you to go take a break. So I put the rest of the bed together. It was very satisfying. And so far, it's only been like 3 or 4 nights in the new bed, but I'm pretty excited. I'd like to thank the Knitspin Farm, Malia, Rhymes with Malia, Corey the Girl, Will Pierogi, another Crafty Girl crew on the Knitspin, I can't even talk. On the Knitting Pipeline retreat for all discussing like what kind of beds they had and how that worked for them. I'm hoping that this is going to work out really well for us. This is why you should talk to knitters. It's not just for knitting. It's for other life information that you should know. Why would you trust the people on the Amazon reviews more than the 5 other people that are next to you who make cool knitted stuff and therefore are awesome humans? Right. Anywho, is that enough of me talking about nothing? Oh my gosh, right? We went to a show. Oh, that's the other thing we did. Oh my gosh, we did so much this 2 weeks. I should be taking a nap right now. We also left the house after dark this weekend. This is an actual event for me, people. That's not true. Our ladies' thing that we go to once a month is after dark. But as an entire family, we left the house after dark. Another adulting thing. Where are my ribbons? I'm an extreme introvert. I don't want to say extreme. I'm an introvert. I don't have agoraphobia, but borderline. No, not really, but kind of. On Tuesdays. And my husband is similar. He doesn't think he is, but he totally is. Right? He's not as bad as me. But we had our friends have a birthday. She and her daughter have very close birthdays. And then our other friend who's in a band. I know somebody in a band. How am I so much cooler than I thought I was going to be? Right? It doesn't take much, people. So he was playing, and then they were like, let's go there for the birthday. And it was actually like it's like a sports bar kind of place, but it's all ages. It's not restricted anyway. So I'm like, okay. And of course, the day that we're supposed to go, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I agree to do this? We have to leave after dark. It's going to be really late. I don't know what this place is like. There are going to be so many people. There's not going to be a place to sit. I'm going to be freaked out. I'm going to have to leave early. It's going to make everybody awkward. My husband probably going to be like, what is wrong with you? Why did we do this? Or he's going to freak out and then I'm going to have to do that to him. Or my kid is going to freak out. Right? Right? It was totally lovely. It was actually a totally lovely time. I got out of the house. And my friend, who I knew was going to be talented, like, because he's very talented, but it was so exciting to see him play in his band. And they were, like, impressively good. I'm not, like, a music connoisseur, but it was pretty good. And it was exciting and fun. It's so much better to have a friend who's an adult in a band than a friend in high school who's in a band. Hey, FYI. These people actually know what they're doing. Aren't they fancy? Yes, they are. Yay. And they're not too cool to come talk to you during the set breaks. But it was fun, there were like babies and kids and I was like, this is what people do on Saturday nights? Who knew? I didn't know. Not that I'm upset about my Saturday nights, because quite frankly, I love them. But it was fun to explore a different world, right? Right. Maybe I should talk about something fiber related, but I'm not going to because I'm going to talk about lentils for just a minute. Now, I feel like I've messed this up because I was supposed to talk about lentils like 5 weeks ago, and then like I just kept pushing it off, and I kept pushing the bullet journal arrow forward, and now I feel like I need to talk about the lentils so I can clear them off of my list, but it's kind of anticlimactic because what I was going to talk about is not that exciting. So skip forward for a second. I don't know. Maybe not. This is what I was going to tell you. My confession was that I'm a huge pantry person. I love a pantry. Don't get me wrong. Love a pantry. I love me some dry goods intensely. It was one of the first adult purchases I made. That is actually not even a lie. One of the very first adult purchases I made was to get like those 8-quart or 10-quart, I can't remember, hard plastic containers like restaurants use to store their foods in for my flour and stuff. I bought them from King Arthur Flour when I was 22 years old through mail order when shipping was like $18 or $20. It was crazy back then. It's actually still crazy, if not crazier, but most companies absorb part of the cost or just work. They don't really absorb them. They work them into the price of the item, so it's not as much sticker shock. Whatever. I know they're not fooling me, but they are. You know what I mean? They're fooling the Instagram. Why do I even try to say words? They're fooling the impulse part of me, but not the logic part of me. But luckily, she doesn't talk that much. Anywho, so I love some dry goods. However, and I love some simple foods, right? I like to have things simple. I mean, I like fancy too, but I like to really, I love pare it down. And then like it's amazing and good, right? My confession is I've never enjoyed lentils. I enjoy them in a soup. While suspended in a larger quantity of water than that of the lentil itself, meaning greater parts water than lentil, I can enjoy lentil. Lentil salad? No. Not interested. Love the idea of it. Aesthetically, it's very pleasing. Not at all interested in putting it in my face. I have a texture issue with lentils. That's what I'm gonna admit it. I can't be Amish. I don't know that the Amish eat lentils. But I have a Mennonite cookbook. There's a lot of lentil things in there. Anyway. So it's always kind of like been a guilt thing. I know that's the dumbest thing in the world, right? Whatever, I carry a lot of guilt. I felt very guilty that I did not like lentils for a very long time. However, this is the dumbest thing ever. Can you believe I put this on my list for like 5 weeks? This has been on my list for 5 weeks. Now I'm just going to get it off my chest and just move on. Except I won't because I'll regret saying this, but whatever, it's fine. Like, that was the dumbest thing. Why did I talk about that? But I'm going to anyway. So I've always only had, I guess, red lentils and brown lentils because those are the easiest ones to find, right? And like the other ones have a French name and that's fancier than me. And quite frankly, I was like, it's still a lentil. Why am I going to pay a French price for it? I don't really like lentils that much. Okay, I was wrong. Much like potato salad, where I just thought it didn't sound right, and therefore I would not eat it. Same thing. Just do it. Just buy the French lentil, or, which is what I did, buy the Bob's Red Mill green lentil. These, I believe, are grown in Oregon. So they're not the lentils de Prix, or whatever they are. Not French. Nor are my people from there. But these are a similar lentil. They're amazing. It's true! The French lentil, or the green lentil, is a superior lentil. It is a lentil that I can eat dry. Okay, not dry like this. It's not the muesli of lentils. However, it is a lentil that I can eat like as a non-suspended food. And it's delicious. Delicious! There's a recipe on the back for French lentil soup and one for warm French lentil salad. I did not try the soup because, again, as I've discussed, I've already crossed that barrier. However, I did go to the warm French lentil salad. It was delicious, just like it said on the back. I also made, there was like a, I'm the lamest person ever. Whatever, I enjoy myself. I also made like a roasted chicken dish, which involved sweet potatoes and kale and onions and carrots. A little bit of carrots, maybe not carrots. Maybe I'm confusing that with something else, but that was the sweet potatoes. Whatever. It was like a gingery chicken, roasted chicken thing, and it was spicy and delicious. And then you baked it with the other stuff underneath of it. And I was like, I'm just going to throw some lentils in there and see what happens. Shut up. Spicy lentils with sweet potatoes? I also don't like sweet potatoes. How about that? Haha, announcement. I don't like them. I can eat them, but I only like them in a spicy application. So like a spicy sweet potato fry I can eat, but a regular sweet potato fry I will eat because I don't want to look like a jerk if I've ordered it in public, and it doesn't make me want to die, but I'm not excited about it. However, a sweet potato in a spicy application, very much enjoy. I need the contrast. So anyway, so I threw the lentils in there. Amazing! So they cook just like regular lentils, which means they cook really fast, and yet they're like all shelf stable and sexy like that, and relatively inexpensive. But they're delicious! And the texture is not so granular that you want to cry. That's what it is. Just like that gritty, granular texture. I'm just like, oh. They hold their shape, and somehow, I don't know if that's why they taste less gritty, because they hold their stuff in there and like don't let the grit expand outside of its casing. I don't know what it is, but I'm not going to think too much about it because I might not like it afterwards. Green lentils. Who knew? Everybody knew. Not me though. Maybe not you. Maybe you did. I don't know. FYI. More you know and stuff. Okay, so maybe I should talk about knitting and spinning. Should I? Maybe. Not spinning, just knitting. I lied. Okay, finished objects. I have a pair of socks I finished. There's one more thing. I'm so sorry. Several people asked about the apple yarn, and I really had every intention of casting it on before we started. However, I have so many socks on the needle that it's relatively criminal. No lie. So I'm just gonna tell you about it, and then I'll start them soon. This is self-striping apple yarn, and it was given to me by the Yarn Hoarder at the Knitting Pipeline Retreat, and it's by Artistic Yarn by Abby. So Artistic Yarn by Abby, A-B-I. This is what her logo-y thing looks like. And then it knits up like that. So like you get the red slices with the yellowish white in the middle and the little black seeds. Right? How cute is that? Who knows? We'll see how it goes. This is 460 yards. This is 75-25. So yay! Okay, so I finished socks though. And they have string on them because they were on the sewing table. And there's been lots of sewing happening. Surprise. I finished my Hundertwasser socks. It's actually been on the needles for an obscenely long time. I don't know why, they just have been. Actually, I do know why. Because I need to just sit in socks for a while and not knit other things. Because I always put socks to the back and then I'm like, why don't my socks ever get knitted? Because I'm never knitting on them and they're not magic. But aren't these fun? So this is Hundertwasser. It's opal, by the way. Did I say that? Or did I just make things up? It's colorway 988. 988. And it's this one. Yark. Yark. Mark. So yeah, just plain old cuff down, slip stitch heel. I'm a 7/2 stitcher. Knit on 0 double points. These were knit on double points. I don't know, just mixed up sometimes. Oh, that's what happens. I'm enjoying those. And anything else? Oh, I kind of finished, but not really finished. I'm a block away, right? I'm a block away. Well, and also it ends weaving in. Of finishing my doodler. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Yes. So this is a Stephen West mystery knit along for this year, for 2015, excuse me. This is the doodler, and it's knit with Socks Yeah, which is Sarah Coopy's yarn, And I apologize, I don't have the tags with me, but I'll give you all the information next time. Oh my gosh, there's so much hair. I totally had one of those crazy hairs falling out dreams last night. It was scary. Yeah. Okay. So, and then the teal is like a Lion brand sock yarn. So I'm waiting to see how this blocks out. I fear that I have made a terrible shawl. I love the colors together. I like the design-ish. However, I made this I-cord on this yellow part way too firm. And so I'm not sure if it's going to block out. Like, the gauge was correct, but I wish I had made it slightly looser. Well, I mean, the I-cord definitely looser, but I wish I'd even made the body of it looser because it's a little... A, it's not really huge for me. And B, it's, again, I'm really afraid that I-cord, it's also making this kind of look like a bustle. It's like a bustly bit, which is not how other people's look. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. And then, of course, I have like I love the like sea urchin-y bits on the edge. I don't know why I think they look like sea urchins, but I do. So anyway, I need to weave in ends and block that. We'll see what happens. I don't know. It might be a total train wreck. I will say, of the shawls I have knit of his, this was my least favorite, but that might be because of how I knit that edging. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know. Oh my gosh, did you see my shirt? It totally has an elephant and a sheep, and they're looking at a cave drawing of a woolly mammoth. The bottom says shared origins. Anyway, so I just don't know. We'll see. We'll just have to wait and see how it blocks out. We'll go from there. I don't know. But I do at least like the colors together. And the socks, yeah, was really fun to work with. Yeah. And whatever, you can always just do that. You can always just wad it up and use like a scarf. Which is really what I do with most shawls anyway. Okay, so this is not really finished but-ish. Finished but-ish. Okay, we'll talk about that next time because, oh my lord, I talked way too long about mattresses and lentils, and we'll talk about that next time. Okay, so this is what we're gonna talk about this time. It's all socks. Oh my gosh, right? I need to make a new marriage vow. That's not what I want, but I need to dedicate myself again, or maybe for the first time, quite frankly, to sock knitting. Because I have a lot of sock yarn that I need to knit up. I enjoy socks, and now everybody in my life enjoys socks. Luckily not my husband and my child. Thank goodness. But all of my mother and my grandmother, they're menfolk. So anyway, these are still mine. These are selfish. I know, where it is. Whatever. This is spun right round. This is her sport weight sock. And this is the Walker, I think it's called the Walker's colorway. Pretty sure that's what it is. And I'm just doing afterthought heels. So this is sock numero uno. And this is sock numero dos. This is the sock I knit at the sports bar. That's right, I did. So that 90s band totally inspired, that's what they're called, that 90s band. I totally made this whole sock while listening to their set. Isn't that awesome? Oh, I just found a stitch I split. I need to fix that. But yay! Right. Anyway, I'm totally digging the sport weight yarn. I still knit it on the same size needle, although I might try to go a needle size up next time. Because the Malia reminded me that it is exciting to knit with regular size zeros instead of double zeros. So I might try to go up and just be firm with my gauge. But I love it because, again, I can just get a nice firm gauge with it. And yet it's a little bit faster. These I still knit on double zeros, but I only did 68 stitches instead of my normal 72. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually does make a difference. And then, of course, also vertically, it's less rows per gauge. Rows per inch. Whatever. So yay those. I highly recommend Spun Right Round's yarn. Yay! And her fiber, of course. I love it, right? I mean, I guess I should show it to you closer so you can kind of get an idea. Is that gonna really give you a good idea? No, it's not. Of course it's not. It's like this wonderful, like washed gray with darker gray, lavender, dark lavender, bits of green. So there's that. And then, so this is why I said earlier that I need to just start knitting socks, actually knitting on them. I started these socks just this week and I actually completed one. Shut up. This is Hazel Knits Artisan Sock in the Coveralls colorway. And this is, sorry, that was Afterthought Heel by Laura Lenneman. This is the bootstrap sock from Sock Architecture by Laura Neal. She very kindly donated this book to me, gave this book to me. I don't know what you say, the words and stuff. But anyway, I heard Paula talking about it on Knitting Pipeline, and I thought, I should try that. Because usually, I will be honest with you, usually I get all resentful of any kind of new heel or toe that I start because I just want it to not think about it. I get all angry when I have to think about it. But when I actually took the time to sit down and actually knit the socks like I would knit a shawl or something in the evenings, not just on the run and out and about a few rows at a time, I wasn't resentful of doing something different in the heel. I really need to make, so I think maybe I need to not break away from vanilla socks, but have some alternatives going on. Because the vanilla sock for the road is the way to go. But maybe have some other things going on at home. So this is the bootstrap sock, as I said earlier, sorry. And it's called that because you have this fun little garter ridge that runs all the way down. And this is perhaps slightly less bright in real life than this. These are socks for my papaw for his birthday. I don't know that he really wants socks, but he's one of those people that's very difficult to buy for because he doesn't need anything and is like offended, not offended, but yeah, offended when you buy him things that he doesn't need. So I figure either he will actually like these socks and wear them, or my mama will just steal them and they'll be too long for her, but she'll wear them. So either way, they'll work, right? So this is the fun bottom of the heel. The garter stitch ridge runs into a stockinette one. And these are grafted together. And then you pick up around that for the foot. So there's just one extra end to weave in like you would if you were doing an afterthought heel. So that's no big deal. I guess technically 2 extra ends to weave in. But you know, just like an afterthought heel would have. But it's pretty fun. I dig it. It was fun to do. I didn't get upset about picking it up. There is not a gusset. I mean, there's a tiny gusset decrease, but there's not like a normal gusset. So it has probably more of the fit of like a spacious OMG heel from the shape of it, which I really like, and hopefully he will like as well. We'll see. I need to make a pair for myself so I can test them out. So I have this much done of this one, and then I just finished picking up for the gusset on the second sock. So yay! And it is fun. The little garter ridges are helpful because it makes it very clear that you're done with the leg on, you know, so that they're the same on each, you're not taking so much time to stop and compare them, which does save time, quite frankly. And also for the heel flap, it's very easy to count the garters so you know where you're at. Anyway, it's very fun. Yay, thanks Laura Neal and Knitting Pipeline. You're awesome. Both of you. Olive, stop it. You can't possibly hear anything happening. Shush. Anyway, so yay that. I know, right? I was very proud of myself. And also, I really love the Hazel Knits Artisan Sock. I should really probably, I mean, I'm not going to buy more because the whole point is that I should pare down the stash. But I wish I had more of it. Like, I could just magically swap those out. Because I really do enjoy knitting with it. Okay, and then the next pair of socks I have. Those I have to get done because the birthday is relatively soon. But I could not help but start. For our friendiversary, the ladies exchanged gifts. And they were awesome this year. And one of the insanely awesome gifts I got, Knitspin Farm sock yarn. It's true. You can be jealous. I would be. I was, because Susan B. Anderson had some, and I'm not going to lie, I was jealous. Now I also do. Joanna Spring at Spin Farm. Have you not watched her podcast? What's wrong with you? There's baby goats. Good program. She's done this wonderful thing where she started to do her sock yarn. This is Coria Dale from Three Waters Farm in Fall Sunshine. Yeah, why am I pretending? Three Waters Farm, they're awesome. In Fall Sunshine. And so she does half of, actually, I don't know if she splits it lengthwise into like 2 full length strands and then spins one and chain plies it and then breaks the other one into 3 strips, or if she breaks it in half this way and chain plies one, and then the next one she splits it into 3 this way, and does 2, like, okay, so say you start with yellow and finish with orange, okay, so she does 2 of them yellow to orange, and then the third one orange to yellow. So there's still barber poling, but you don't have as much muddying of the colors because theoretically, 2 of the strands are going to stay mostly the same-ish, and the third one is just going to be barber poly. Does that make sense? I hope that is what I understand. I believe that is what she does. And it's magic sauce. So I couldn't help it. I had to start one, even though I shouldn't be starting songs. And I'm going to do these as afterthoughts. Did I already put in the... Yes, I just put in the waist yarn because I don't like a really long cuff on my sock. But it's not pretty. So I'm striping them together and doing 5 rows of one of the barber pulley one and then 5 yard... Did I say rows or yards? I don't know. 5 rows of barber pull and 5 rows of chain ply. Is it pretty? So these will be magical, and the yarn is like so amazingly soft. My sock yarn that I make is never soft. It's always too ropey. Hers is like all fluffy and gorgeous. She's magic. Right? So exciting. So yay, those. And I hope to work more on them soon. Oh, and you'll notice that sometimes, again, I'm knitting these on magic loop, even though the magic loop went away and it's no longer magic. I'm knitting these magic loop on double zeros, and then these I'm knitting on double points, and these are zeros. These are carbons. I love them. I kind of just go back and forth over which ones I'm going to use. It just depends. I do prefer magic loop for when I'm out and about because you don't have to worry about losing your extra double point, because I have done that before, or like I've had to like climb under a table. You know what I mean? So I prefer to do magic loop in the wild, but I think, working on the zeros, Malia pointed that out. I don't know why. I don't know, made that connection, but I think it's easier, the larger gauge needle, not because my gauge is different, because hopefully the gauge is the same. It's just easier on the hands and less fatiguing to have a slightly larger needle. And I like the carbons quite a bit because you can be pretty fierce with them and they don't bend, where metal needles inevitably do. And those are pretty straight. Anyway, so there's that. That's all I'll talk about in terms of knitting this week. And then next week I'll have other things to show you as well. Let's talk about shameless self-promotion. Okay, so there's going to be, if you don't want to stick around, that's all I'm going to talk about, I promise. Because there's so much risk of missing something awesome, right? This is so full because there are 2 socks in it right now because I just really like this bag. Anyway. Okay, so shameless self-promotion. Oh, I better not do that. See, I've lost a tag again. Oh my gosh, let's try that again. Sorry, I had technical difficulties. Okay, so totally shameless self-promotion. Totally shameless. Very self-promoting. So this weekend, Friday, March 18th, there will be a shop update. It will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and we'll have the following bags in it. So first I'll show you these because I've already shown them before. These super fun, like layered watercolor. So not only do you get this very exciting bird, but you get, let me find a really good one. You get super fun bees, like in a layered sepia coloring, and like some swallows. And maybe, I don't know if that's cherry blossom. I don't know. Isn't that fun? It's like kind of almost like a layered, like a batik-y layered thing that's happening. You know, it's gorgeous. It's very spring with the buttery yellow, the birds and the blossoms and whatnot. So it's available in sweater size and large wedge. And then the rest is Tula Pink. I already tried to order more. It's sold out. I'm sure it's not sold out everywhere, but the places I usually work with, it's sold out. Anyway, let's show you what they're going to be. Okay, first off, sock bags. Sleepy Foxes. Shut up. In this like super awesome springtime verdant meadowland colorway. And then grapey ape colorway. These will all have handles. You just don't see handles on these because I just sewed up samples real quick. And these both have coordinating interiors. Zipper color may vary. So cute. And then, are you like, I want Sleepy Foxes, but in a slightly larger bag? Well, guess what? I've got one for you. So in the small wedge size, there are these rosy, pinky, orangey foxes. They have an unbleached interior. Just gives it a little extra body that way for the slightly larger bag. Right. You're like, I'm not into foxes. Well, we can still be friends, but let's not talk about it. B, I got more things for you. How much a month? Okay. Right. What is happening? Do you see him? Right there. Don't worry. If you're not seeing him, you'll see him in a moment in a different colorway. Bam. Available in sweater and large wedge. Now what I did this time, and these both have an unbleached interior, all the rest of them have an unbleached interior. What I did this time for the sweater size bag is instead of using my regular interfacing method, I did use a fusible fleece. And so it has a little bit more body. It's not a real fat fleece at all. It just gives it a little bit more stand-upiness. Because I enjoy that in a sweater bag. So yeah, it just gives it a little bit more body. I don't know that I'll continue to do that, but I really liked how it worked out on the Aran size bags. And so I'm kind of toying with moving it into the sweater size as well. And it seemed like a good time to try that out. Because I product tested the Aran size in this interfacing and it's held up really well. So I know that the smaller size will. My only concern was that it would feel bulky, but I don't think it does. And I'm keeping one of these. I made a mistake. It's not this one, it's the next one. Okay, so again, sweater size and large wedge. And then, what? Bam! Would you like some teal and a hot pink skirt with chipmunks? I think you would. And I love how it's not just like super chipmunky. It's like, oh, isn't that a beautiful and interesting floral? Oh, it's secret chipmunks. So anyway, again, sweater and large wedge. The sweater also has a deeper gusset, so it's even bigger than it really looks there. And then this is my favorite colorway. This is one I'm keeping because I did actually totally make a mistake, but I was so excited that I did. I pinched the tag in when I was sewing it, and so I was like, well, I might have to keep it myself. because it had like a tucked in corner. What is up with this colorway? Is this not genius? It's like pukey, delicious olive. Split pea nonsense with like fuchsia chipmunks. I love it. And like random teal in it somehow works. Like this is like, I feel like this should be my next 3-color shawl. Maybe this is the next exploration station. I don't know. Inspired by. Of course in the sweater size. I guarantee that everybody has at least one chipmunk. But you may only get one chipmunk, especially if in the large wedge size. But you will at least get one chipmunk. So yay. Right. Eek. So that's totally fun. You may see an increase in, well, you may notice an increase in shipping. That is not for my profit. That is just to keep up with rising postal rates, especially international shipping. I apologize. It went bonkers, like bonkers, especially for non-Canadians. Canadians bad enough because you're like right there. You're closer than California to most of this, right? But UK, New Zealand, Australia, the shipping went berserker. So what I have is a pretty good estimate. And if it's more than $2 difference, I will happily refund it. But just heads up, sorry about that. I'm not like sitting on my dragon shipping hoard. You're like, you did just buy a bed. That's right. I skimmed all the shipping profits. No. Anyway, I hope you have a great week and I'll talk next time. Bye.